Hare Krishna, Namaste. Chapter 14 is entitled as Guṇatraya Vibhāga Yoga, Sloka 24 and 25, Part 4. Sama-duḥkha-sukhaḥ sva-sthaḥ, sama-loṣṭāśma-kāñcanaḥ, tulya-priyāpriyo dhīras, tulya-nindātma-saṁstutiḥ, mānāpamānayos tulyo mitrāri-pakṣayoḥ, sarvārambha-parityāgī, guṇātītaḥ ucyate. One who is situated in the self and regards alike happiness and distress, who looks upon a lump of earth, a stone, and a piece of gold with an equal eye, who is equal toward the desirable and the undesirable, who is steady, situated equally, well in praise and blame, honor and dishonor, who treats alike both friend and enemy, and who has renounced all material activity. Such a person is said to have transcended the modes of nature. So far, we have covered the internal characteristic of guṇātītaḥ. What is going to be covered, rest of the slokas, are the external characteristic of guṇātītaḥ, starting with tulya-nindātma-saṁstutiḥ. He, guṇātītaḥ, one who has transcended the modes of material nature, sattva, rajas and tamas, is very clear in his mind about the self, which is different from the body. He will not be affected in any way by tuti, praise, or ninda, insult. And the next first line of 25th sloka says mānāpamānayos tulya, honor and dishonor, praise, insult, honor and dishonor, which are not even related to the body. Therefore, he is not affected by any of these things. Everyone likes to be praised. No one is an exception to this. Of course, except the guṇātītaḥ. Say, one may tell us, you are very knowledgeable, very charitable, very kind, compassionate, handsome, tall, etc. Or some may tell us, you are very bad, you are dark, you are short, you are fat, you are thin, you are horrible, you are wrong. When we hear such things, either we become joyous when we've been praised, or we become angry when bad things spoken about us. But to contrary, guṇātītaḥ, who is dhīra, firm in his conviction in Atma, either case by hearing the glorification, he doesn't become joyous, and by hearing blames, criticism, complaints, curse, etc., he doesn't get disturbed and angry. In general, it is said it requires tons of one's blood to be spent to get good name, praises, honor. But with just one simple mistake or just by one misunderstanding, it changed the praising person to a blamer, criticizer. Therefore, guṇātītaḥ will not pay much attention to praises or blames, because all those things are not related to Atma. Everything is in connection to the body. There is no gain or loss by either praise or insult. Praise and insult are verbal even. Honor and dishonor can be performed with mind and the body. Thinking about a person as an exalted personality or lowly or fallen is honor and dishonor committed mentally. Whereas, say, when a person enters, standing up to greet him and willfully ignoring him as an example of honor and dishonor done with the body. tulya-nindātma-saṁstutiḥ, mānāpamānayos tulyaha. These praise and honor, when it happens to others, how we are so very well balanced, neutral, and moreover, we never feel joyful. If someone is being praised, we don't feel excited, joyful. Likewise, when someone praises us and honors us, we must become balanced, neutral, and more so ever, never feel joyful. Similarly, when someone is being insulted and dishonored, how do we feel? We are not disturbed, we don't get angry, we don't become sorrowful and depressed. Likewise, when it happens to us, someone insults us, dishonors us, disrespects us, we become undisturbed, as if it has not happened to me, and do not get angry, do not get sorrowful. The dhīra person functions normal, as if nothing has happened to him. Again, he feels there is neither loss nor gain to him with these sort of things. Mana, honor; apamana, dishonor, disrespect. Those people who honors us and praises us becomes our friends and favorable ones. Those who dishonor, disrespect and insult becomes our enemies, our unfavorable one. This is in general how people categorize their friends and enemies. Tulyo, mitrāri-pakṣayoḥ. When we don't like someone and there is another person who also doesn't like the person whom I don't like, we both become good friends and start discussing about the other one, our common enemy, his faults, his problems, etc. And likewise, when I like someone and someone else likes the same person, again we two become common friends and start praising that person who's common to us, whom we like. In Mahabharata, it is said, mūrkha pūjita pūjitāha. Foolish people praises one who is being praised by other people in general. Similarly, if the people start criticizing someone, then the rest of the people, foolish people, start criticizing that person. Who should be really respected will not be respected, rather blamed. And who should be blamed will not be blamed, rather praised. This is how the foolish people do, and the rest follows as fools. But guṇātītaḥ, he doesn't differentiate between friends and enemies. He treats both equally. We can see that from the life of Bhakta Prahlād. He says that sarvā-bhūtātmake tāta jagannāte jaganmayi paramatmane govinda mitra katā kutah. He says to his father, his teachers in the school are teaching asuras are your friends, suras are your enemies, that is the demigods are your enemies, and asuras, the demons, are your friends. But I personally do not see any difference between them, as it is the same Lord the Supreme Lord, resides as Paramatma within Asura and within Sura. So where is the difference between these people? They are all part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. Of course, his father, Hiranyakashipu, was not happy with the answer, such things. He thought he's been taught wrong education. There are many people in the world who are suffering, but we don't worry about those people. There are many people in the world who are enjoying their life, but we don't become joyful because of their enjoyment. When it comes to our close ones, that's when we get impacted with joy and sorrow. That is because these close ones are related to me, and that me is wrongly identified with the body, and that's where the problem starts. When my people are related to my body, like my children, my spouse, my parents, my friends, my caste, my nation, that which is related to me suffers or enjoy, I feel the same. When they are not related to me, my body, I stay neutral and treat them equally. But a dhīra is equal at any condition, whether it's related or unrelated to him. So we have learned tulya-nindātma-saṁstutiḥ, mānāpamānayos tulyah, tulyo mitrāri-pakṣayoḥ. Three things, three characters. The last character that is discussed here is sarvārambha-parityāgī. Let's understand this. When we are praised, we want to reciprocate to that person who praised us. When we are insulted, we want to pay back to that person who insulted us. Sometimes we see this among people. When one person is not happy with the other one, they try to show their anger in different means. They may not talk, they may not respond, they ignore, they pay no attention to our conversation, they turn away their face, walk in a different direction, trying to avoid us, do not cooperate at all. When things like this happens, one who is dhīra will not try to do similar things to that person who is behaving like this. Because he did not greet me, I shall also not greet him. Because he did not cooperate to me, I will do the same to him. Dhīra doesn't do such things. Another scenario, when a person who was blaming now starts praising for whatever the reason, then what we do is to focus more on that person by giving him more attention, gifts, inviting him home for lunch, start praising that person in front of others. All such acts that generally people do are not practiced by the dhīra. We do not encourage any of these things. These are the activities, karyam, that common people do. Whereas dhīra gives up such activities. Sarvārambha-parityāgī. He doesn't take any effort to take action to such situation. He renounces such deeds. Neither he takes action to please those who praises and honors him, nor he takes action to be revengeful to those who insulted, dishonored him. In this way, he is given up such activities. Sarvārambha-parityāgī. Another point on the same subject, sarvārambha-parityāgī, is that this person who is guṇātītaḥ doesn't commence any activities that's related to his body. Anything that is in connection to his body's demands, he ignores them as he is fully focused only on his Atma, which is what is focus and love. So, to summarize, what we have covered are both external and internal characteristics of guṇātītaḥ. The external characteristics are both praise and insult. He is not disturbed. He considers them equally. Honor and dishonor. He doesn't get agitated. He treats them equally. He doesn't see some as his friends, others as enemies. He treats them equally. He doesn't start any activities to react to the situation or any activities related to his body. These are all the external characteristics of guṇātītaḥ, whereas the internal characteristics, which was discussed in 24th Sloka, the first 3 lines, are one who has fixed in his Atma, self, by having a complete understanding of body Atma differences, considers both happiness and distress as same, treats lump of earth, stone, piece of gold equally, desired and undesired objects, which are the cause of happiness and sorrow, equally. After hearing all this, one should not think this is for one who is guṇātītaḥ, one who has seen the self, and not for me. Well, unless and until we take our step towards such things, such building of such character, we will never get there. Out of 2 questions that Arjuna asked in the 21st Sloka, number 1, how to achieve that state of guṇātītaḥ. Second one is, what are his symptoms? The symptoms are discussed. We already discussed that. And in the next Sloka, how to achieve that state, the hetu, will be discussed. Sama-duḥkha-sukhaḥ sva-sthaḥ, sama-loṣṭāśma-kāñcanaḥ, tulya-priyāpriyo dhīras, tulya-nindātma-saṁstutiḥ, mānāpamānayos tulyo mitrāri-pakṣayoḥ, sarvārambha-parityāgī, guṇātītaḥ ucyate. Namaste. Hare Krishna.